we'll take questions. Coach?
Yeah, it was a great environment. Exciting atmosphere to play in. And, just thank our crowd for coming out. It really meant a lot, and there's no doubt that the crowd can lift your energy at times. Obviously, I'm disappointed how that game ended. For us to cut it to 1 in the fourth and then lose by 15. I'm disappointed that's how the game finished. But hopefully we can really dissect that and come up with a better game plan if we had to do that one again.
Cora and then Jack.
With the way both teams, both players performed against each other, it felt like this one, especially the last 5 minutes of the game, came down to guard play. Just for you, where do you feel like you guards need to be better or perform maybe differently down the stretch going forward, or what improvements can be made there?
Yeah, I thought we lost some execution offensively in the fourth. Personnel we had on the court, they were really sagging off of some people and making it very difficult to get the ball where we wanted it to be. We've got to be able to stay true to who we are, regardless of what defense we see. And I thought we got a little out of sorts. So, that's something that we talked about and we'll have to be able to handle and continue to get better at.
All right, go next to Jack, and then Casey and John.
Coach, 3 for 18 from three-point. Do you think that was due more to shot selection or just simply taking good shots and them not falling?
I think a little bit of both. I think we had some, maybe some ill-advised shots, threes, and then we had some good ones that didn't go in. So I think a little bit of both. We'll kind of evaluate each shot and make sure. All right, listen, our players get in the gym a lot, so we'll just make sure they keep getting in the gym and stay comfortable taking those shots.
Casey, John, and then Maria.
It felt like Tamari made such an impact both on the offensive and defensive side. Just how different would this game have been if you didn't have her and her impact?
Well, I think her size can affect, in particular, the inside play. They didn't shoot a great percentage with their post players. I think she affects that a little bit. But she was able to post up a few times, get a few touches. So we'll just keep looking at it, how we can continue to help her and put her in good positions.
John.
Kelly, LSU game followed kind of a similar trend as the South Carolina game. You played really well for 3 quarters, kind of faded down the stretch. How do you compare the strengths and weaknesses of South Carolina and LSU?
Yeah, they're both very good, and they're very good very differently. I think they both have inside play. I think my initial thought is LSU's momentum swings can be really, really high, and they can jump out on you. They can score a lot of points in a hurry, and I think that's where they are really, really good. I think South Carolina is just more steady throughout. You may not have the highs or the lows, and I think their probably approach is different, but both of them are equally talented in terms of their personnel on the court.
Maria.
Sarah, once again, like the last game, just does things that don't translate to the box score. Particularly that tie-up she made on the missed free throw that got Tamari Key to score inside. How frustrating and what impact did it have on her having to sit in the first quarter? Y'all seemed to sort of dip when she left.
Yeah, she gave us some good hustle plays, in addition to, knocking down a shot. I think she's doing a good job of using her physicality, of using her strength on the court. There's no doubt when she has to come over there, one less person in the rotation that is being effective. it changes things. But I'm proud of her for being able to step back in, in that second half and get back, find some production there.
The next Cora, followed by Jack.
After Rakia hit that one free throw to bring it within 7.5 minutes left, she only took one field goal the rest of the game. Do you feel like LSU was really tightening up around her, or do you feel like it was due more to your guys' offensive execution?
Yeah, it was definitely both. The personnel we had in during that time, they were really collapsing off of some of our players. They were forcing us to move the ball elsewhere. We did miss Rakia on a few possessions that I felt like we could have gotten her the ball, and we missed her. She's also got to get herself in position a little bit quicker. I think out of transition, I think we could have gotten her in some positions to be able to get the ball. Obviously, we know we need to look for her. We understand that, but they were denying and really collapsing in off of her, onto her in that fourth quarter.
Coach, Jewel had 7 rebounds, Jasmine had 6. How important was it when rebounding was so key to have the guards participate in the rebounding as well?
Well, we talked about it. That was huge. Our guards had to get in there and get boards. Probably needed a few more, to be honest with you. We knew their defensive board output could be really high this game. Our posts were going to be locked up and challenging their bigs. So we needed guards to get down. We knew it was going to require everybody.
Caleb, Ryan, and then Casey.
Coach, when the three-point shots aren't falling like tonight and LSU's kind of collapsing into the paint, what adjustment has to be made on the offensive end to avoid that cold spell in the fourth?
Yeah, I think we've got to move the ball better. We got a little stagnant in the second quarter, and again in the fourth, we were trying to get the ball to the basket. Those lanes started closing up pretty quick. You've got to maybe get some transition buckets at that time too. So you've got to find other ways to score. Getting to the basket, getting to the free throw line, getting something in transition. Offensive boards, we didn't get enough production off of our misses. It looks like we did when you just look at the numbers, but we didn't shoot well enough today. So we're under 32% for the game. So there's a few more out there we got to get.
21 points in transition for LSU. Is there anything you want to see with the defense then going forward?
Yeah, we had some breakdowns in transition there. We worked really hard on transition the last few days to make sure we had that correct. I thought we just had some lapses. So and then part of it is in those moments you got to guard. You got to guard one-on-one. I think that's where your offensive production will help you. You make a few more shots, you take maybe a few more transition buckets off the board. So it all goes hand in hand. We've got to do a little bit better job scoring to be able to get our defense set.
Casey, Paige, and then Maria.
What about the defense in the first 3 quarters would you have liked to see carry into the fourth quarter? Just anything that you really would have wanted to see in that final frame?
Yeah, I thought we got gapped out in the fourth. I thought they were doing a really good job attacking and drawing some help dishing, and they got some easy looks. They also made shots. They made some jumpers in that quarter, but I thought we were a little bit gapped. We needed to be a little bit more emphasis on the ball in that fourth quarter.
Jordan Morrison was obviously courtside today. You guys had a close relationship while she was here. Was it like having her back, and was she involved with the team at all this week?
No, I haven't been able to see her yet. Anytime you have alums come back, it's a big deal. Former players come back, it's a big deal. I think it's sometimes harder for the younger players who, they're off living their life, and it's not always easy to get back. So I appreciate when they make that effort. That's important.
Maria, Cora, and then John.
Coach, 2-part question, totally unrelated. I don't know if you even noticed behind you, but Pat, someone's sister.
Yeah, I got to see Linda before the game. Linda came into the locker room. I got to visit with Linda before the game.
I had a fan say they were glad I tweeted she was there because the crowd panned, and they're always startled because of how
Yeah.
much she resembles Pat. And then the basketball question, there could be such a thin line between wanting to make a play for your team and needing to make a better decision. And that pops up on occasion in the fourth quarter. Are those just teaching moments with specific players at times?
Yeah, I think so. I think, we have to stay true to who we are, regardless of the quarter, regardless of how hard it is, regardless of what's open. We've got to stay true to who we are. And sometimes, we get excited. We want to make the play. We want to be able to help our team. And I don't think we have players that are being selfish. I think we have players that just want to do their part, and I think there are times that we need to do a little bit better job of reading the situation and knowing where that ball needs to go. So it'll be a great teaching moment for us, that honestly you could do the whole game, but specifically we can dial into that fourth quarter, and if we can learn from that and we can walk away a better basketball team, that'll be a big deal.
Cora and John.
It felt like a bit of an off night for Jasmine Powell, and she's come up really big for you guys in the past, been really poised in certain games. It just felt like she wasn't able to find that in the fourth quarter. Is that a concern for you as a coach going forward with your point guard and going down the stretch in the postseason?
Yeah. Obviously, you want your point guard playing well, looking confident and comfortable out there. She had a lot of opportunities. They were really sagging off of her, and she had some good looks and wasn't able to knock them down. I think she had some really good drives. Love that. And then obviously she had a bunch of assists, so she's still being productive. She has the ball in her hands a lot, but I think it'd be a great game for her to learn from, and we have confidence in her. She's had a heavy load all year, and she's played well. So hopefully we can get her bounced back from this game.
Kelly, if you view this game through a postseason lens, do you think it actually helps you when you show people that you hold your own for 3 quarters against an LSU or South Carolina? And also, what do you think your status is for the tournament right now?
Well, I think to me, if you watch the games, we passed the eye test. I mean, I think we played really well at times, and I think that has to be part of the what folks are looking at. So I feel really good about our team and going into postseason. There's no doubt about it that we've lost a couple games I wish we could get back, but I think we have gotten a lot better throughout the year, and I think we can compete. For our team, we just have to keep it one game at a time, one day at a time, and just keep getting better. Like, learn from this, get better from this, and be great in practice the next day out.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank y'all for coming.